Welcome back to the channel JF Coin, everyone. Today we are diving deep into a coin that lives quietly in millions of pockets, drawers, and old jars across America, yet a special version of it has shocked collectors and hit unbelievable prices. Yes, we are talking about the legendary 1-cent 1963 D Lincoln penny, a coin that many people overlook, but certain ultra-rare examples are worth hundreds of dollars, with some exceptional pieces reaching the market value of $442. So sit tight, watch till the end, because this is the kind of penny that can turn a simple day of pocket searching into an unforgettable discovery. Before we get into values and prices, let us step back in time and explore the story of this coin. The year was 1963, a turbulent yet transformative time in United States history. America was booming, technology was evolving, and the United States Mint was working at full speed to supply a nation of growing commerce. In Denver, the Mint struck billions of pennies that year, and on the front of every single one was the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had already become beloved across the country. Even though the penny seems like a small and humble coin, it actually holds more stories and secrets than almost any other United States denomination. The 1963 D penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that warm reddish glow that collectors love so much. But even with its massive mintage, not all 1963 D pennies are the same. Some were struck weakly, others came out with small imperfections, and a tiny fraction were struck under extraordinary conditions, resulting in ultra-sharp details, deep luster, and premium surfaces. These ultra-quality examples are the ones that collectors are willing to pay high dollars for, and that is where the magic truly begins. Imagine holding a simple-looking penny, then sending it for grading, and receiving the phone call that your coin has been certified as a high-grade ultra-red brilliant example. Suddenly your 1-cent coin transforms into something extraordinary. When collectors talk about the market value, they talk about the rarity of condition, the perfection of the strike, the originality of the luster, and the purity of the copper shine. A top-quality 1963 D penny that has been preserved perfectly can move from being pocket change to being a treasure worth hundreds of dollars, and some have reached an astonishing market value of $442 at auction. Now let us move deeper and look at what makes some of these pennies so valuable. The first factor is condition. In the coin world, the difference between circulated and mint state is everything. A coin that has been bounced around in pockets for 60 years might be worn, scratched, and dull. But a mint state coin, especially one that appears to be freshly struck with blazing red color and nearly no imperfections, becomes desirable to collectors who want the very best examples for their sets. A 1963 D penny that falls into the ultra-red category can shine like it was minted yesterday, and this fiery appearance can send prices soaring. Another major factor that affects value is rarity of grade. Even though billions were minted, not many of them survived in absolutely pristine condition. Most were used, spent, dropped, and forgotten. That is why grading companies today award extremely high grades only to the most perfect surviving examples. When a 1963 D penny receives a grade such as MS66, MS67, or anything near that level, its value jumps dramatically. Examples that hit the finest known category can push toward that impressive $442 value that collectors talk about today. Now let us talk about another important aspect that makes the 1963 D penny fascinating, and that is potential mint errors. Error coins have become extremely hot in the market, and even slight variations can turn into high-dollar fines. Some of the rare and desirable errors on 1963 D pennies include off-center strikes where the design is shifted noticeably to one side, double die obverse examples where the lettering or portrait shows signs of doubling, die breaks creating raised lines or cuts on the coin, and misaligned dies producing unusual and eye-catching shifts in the strike. Each of these can greatly increase value, especially when the coin is in great condition. Collectors today love these error pennies because they are like accidental pieces of history created by the mint. In a world where millions of identical coins are produced, any mistake becomes a rare and fascinating event. A clean, bold error on a 1963 D penny can turn a 1-cent coin into a collectible that is worth far more, and combining an error with a high grade can make values climb into the hundreds. But beyond value and rarity, the 1963 penny is also a symbol of America. It was minted just before one of the most impactful years in American history, the year President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. These coins circulated through a changing nation, passed through countless hands, and witnessed decades of history. Every scratch, every shine, every preserved surface carries a story. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby. It is a way of holding history in your hands. Now imagine you find one of these ultra-red 1963 pennies in a coin roll, an old jar, or a family collection. Imagine sending it for grading and discovering that you own something incredibly rare. That is the dream that keeps collectors searching, and that is what makes this coin so exciting. A simple penny, worth only 1 cent, suddenly becomes a treasure valued at $442 in today's collector market, proving that incredible finds still exist, waiting to be discovered by those who know what to look for. So what should you look for if you want to find a valuable example of the 1963 penny? Look for blazing red color without any brown spots. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, coat, and the date. Check for errors, doubling, or unusual features. And if you think the coin looks special, consider sending it for professional grading. Because you never know, that little penny sitting in your drawer could be one of the rarest survivors of its year, worth far more than you ever imagined. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1963 penny is the perfect example of how everyday items can hold secret value. Whether you are a new collector or a seasoned expert, this coin is a reminder that history, rarity, and condition come together to create hidden treasure. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep exploring, because your next big discovery might be just 1 penny away. If you want, I can also write a shorter script, a voiceover style script, a thumbnail text, a title and description, or scripts for other coin years as well. Just tell me. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and shocking coins ever discovered inside regular pocket change. The 1 cent 1977 Ultra Lincoln Penny. A tiny copper piece that has shocked collectors around the world and carries a market value shooting up to an unbelievable $442. Yes, you heard it right. A penny that most people ignore can actually turn into hundreds of dollars in the right condition and with the right features. Stay tuned, because today you are going to learn the history, the value, the secret minting details, and the reasons why this simple 1 cent coin has become a hidden goldmine. Let's begin our journey with a step back in time. The year is 1977. The United States Mint is producing millions of Lincoln cents. People are going about their daily lives never imagining that 40 or more years later collectors would hunt these coins like diamonds. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln is shining on the front, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly on the reverse, and the mint mark tells the story of where this penny was born. Philadelphia without a mint mark, Denver with AD, and San Francisco with the rare and beautiful S. But what makes the 1977 Ultra Lincoln Penny so special, and why are some examples exploding in value today? You see, not every penny is created equal. Some come out flawless, shining like mirror surfaces known as proof strikes. Some come with strong, crisp lines known as sharp strikes. Some coins escape the mint with unusual traits, special toning, rare die polishing marks, or deep original luster that has survived for decades. These special features transform an ordinary penny into something extraordinary, something collectors fight for, something they pay big money for. And then comes the ultra grade. When a 1977 penny is found in breathtaking condition, bright luster, sharp details, clean surfaces, and nearly perfect preservation, it becomes what collectors call an ultra gem. These ultra-grade pennies do not appear every day. Many have been lost, spent, corroded, scratched, or worn out in circulation. That is why when an Ultra Lincoln penny from 1977 appears in the collector market, it becomes a star, a showstopper, a little 1 cent miracle. Now here is where things get exciting. A top-graded 1977 Ultra Lincoln penny has reached a stunning market value of $442. Just imagine holding a single cent in your hand that is worth more than many people's weekly groceries. Imagine finding a simple penny in your old piggy bank, your grandfather's drawer, or a forgotten jar in your home, and discovering that it is worth more than $400. That is the magic of coin collecting. That is the thrill that keeps treasure hunters searching every day. But let's go deeper into the details of what makes these pennies valuable. First, the condition. A coin with clean field sharp rims, perfect color, and full mint luster skyrockets in value. Grading services look at every tiny line, every corner of Lincoln's portrait, and even the columns of the Lincoln Memorial to judge the quality. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A premium example leaps from pocket change to $442 just like that. Next is rarity. Even though millions were made, only a small fraction survived in ultra-gem condition. Think of it like a beautiful glass. Most get scratched, chipped, or damaged through life, but the one that remains perfect becomes special, valuable, and admired. The 1977 penny follows the same rule. Common in number but ultra-rare in perfection. Another major element is the metal itself. The 1977 penny was made of 95% copper back when copper cents still had a strong solid feel and beautiful natural shine. That copper value itself adds to the charm. Collectors love copper coins that shine like fire and glow with deep original color. The 1977 Ultra Penny has a look that cannot be duplicated in modern coins. Now let's talk about something every coin hunter loves: the thrill of checking your own pennies. Yes, you can find these valuable 1977 pennies in your home. Search through your old coin jars, your relatives' collections, your childhood savings, and even your pocket change. Look for strong detail, bright surfaces, and minimal scratches. When you see one that looks unusually beautiful, clear, and sharp, keep it aside. You might have a treasure in your hands. Imagine filming your own discovery, holding the coin up to the light, watching the shine reflect across the copper surface. You might be holding a piece that auctions for hundreds of dollars. That excitement is why coin collecting is growing faster than ever, and why the 1977 Ultra Lincoln Penny has become a hot topic among collectors. The story of this coin also connects with American history. Lincoln's portrait has appeared on the cent since 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of his birth. The design became iconic, representing leadership, strength, and American spirit. Holding a 1977 penny gives you a connection to the past, a moment in history preserved in metal. Every scratch tells a journey, every shine reveals a story. And today you have learned that this penny is more than a coin. It is a time capsule, a treasure, and a valuable piece of America hidden in plain sight. A 1-cent coin capable of reaching a value of $442 in the collector market. So keep your eyes open, treasure hunters. Look closely at your coins. Look for the shine, the beauty, the crisp details. Because the next Ultra Lincoln Penny could be waiting right in your home, waiting in your wallet, waiting in your pocket, ready to surprise you with a value far greater than a single cent. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1977 Ultra Lincoln Penny, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because more powerful stories, hidden treasures, and shocking coin values are coming your way. Keep searching, keep collecting, and always remember that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. If you want, I can also write a short version, a dramatic intro, a thumbnail, text, or 10 title ideas for this video. Today I am bringing you one of the most unbelievable and jaw-dropping stories in United States coin history. We are diving deep into a tiny coin that millions of Americans walked past every single day without ever realizing what treasures could be hiding right under their fingertips. That coin is the legendary 1-cent 1982 Ultra Lincoln Penny. A coin so full of mystery, history, secrets, and shocking value that collectors around the world are still hunting for it with unstoppable excitement. And yes, today we explore how a coin worth just 1 cent suddenly became a treasure worth up to $442 in the collector market. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an extraordinary journey as we explore the dramatic birth of the 1982 Lincoln cent, the sudden transition in United States mint technology, the metal composition mystery, the hidden rarities, the collector discoveries, the ultra-valuable varieties, and the incredible prices that continue to rise even today. This is the story of a small copper-colored coin that turned into a giant legend. Let us begin with the history. The year was 1982. The United States Mint was facing a major problem. The price of copper had soared so high that it actually cost the mint more than 1 cent just to make a single penny. Producing the classic solid copper Lincoln cents was becoming too expensive. So in 1982 a massive transformation took place in American coinage. For the first time in United States history, the mint changed the metal used in the penny. Instead of the heavy copper cent Americans were used to, the mint decided to shift to a lightweight zinc core coated with a thin copper layer. This change created one of the most complex and chaotic production years ever seen for a United States coin. During 1982, the mint produced not one, not two, but 7 different varieties of the Lincoln penny. Large date copper, small date copper, large date zinc, small date zinc, and multiple mint variations. All this confusion opened the door for extremely rare varieties that today sell for spectacular amounts of money. This single chaotic year gave birth to some of the most prized modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Now let us talk about why collectors call some of these coins ultra coins. Ultra meaning extremely rare, extremely valuable, and extremely desirable. Among these 1982 coins are certain error varieties, incorrect planchet coins, transitional mistakes, and mismatched compositions that should never have been released to the public. Some of these ultra coins were only discovered decades later in pocket change or in old jars hidden inside dresser drawers. Imagine holding a coin for years thinking it was just ordinary, only to find out later that you were holding hundreds of dollars in the palm of your hand. So what makes the 1982 Lincoln penny worth up to $442 in today's collector market? It all comes down to a few important factors: composition, mint errors, date size, strike quality, and rarity. The most valuable 1982 cents are those struck on the wrong metal. Some pennies were accidentally struck on copper planchets when they should have been zinc, or on zinc planchets when they should have been copper. These rare transitional pennies have shocked collectors and graders every time they appear. High-grade examples with brilliant surfaces, sharp features, and strong luster bring huge prices at auction. Collectors love the 1982 series because it is a challenge to find the perfect combination of features. The right metal, the right date size, the right weight, the right mint, and most importantly, the right condition. When all these come together, the result can be outstanding value, including coins reaching the amazing price level of $442. Imagine holding a coin that millions of people tossed aside, stepped over, ignored, or dropped into a donation jar without knowing its true value. Imagine you being the person who finds that shiny brown 1982 penny that everyone else overlooked, only to discover that it is one of the ultra-rare and highly sought-after varieties collectors are fighting to get their hands on. Now let us dig deeper into the story of these incredible coins. During the transition, the mint faced enormous pressure. Machines were recalibrated, metal stockpiles were mixed, and planchets were changed rapidly. Mistakes were unavoidable. This led to accidental combinations slipping into regular circulation. Copper coins with small dates. Zinc coins with unusual weights. Transition metals used at the wrong time. These mistakes created the legendary ultra pennies now worth hundreds of dollars. Collectors study these coins carefully using magnifiers, digital scales, and microscopes. The weight of the coin can reveal its secret. A copper 1982 weighs 3.1 grams. A zinc 1982 weighs 2.5 grams. That difference alone can turn an ordinary penny into a high-value rarity. Certain small-date copper examples are so hard to find that when collectors do discover one, it creates excitement all across coin forums and auction houses. The market for these coins has stayed strong. Every year new discoveries appear and collectors continue searching relentlessly. Auctions have proven time and time again that rare 1982 Lincoln cents can bring powerful results. Prices like $442 are not surprising when you see the level of demand these rare ultra examples attract. People love the thrill of the hunt, the beauty of the history, and the mystery behind these coins. What makes the story even more exciting is that these coins are still out there. In pockets, in old jars, in dusty coin banks, in shoeboxes in the back of closets. Anyone can find one. The opportunity is real and the reward can be incredible. You do not need to be a professional numismatist. You do not need special training. All you need is curiosity, attention to detail, and the willingness to look through your change. The 1982 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how small coins can hold giant stories. It represents a turning point in American coin production, the end of the full copper era, and the beginning of a new modern age. It also represents the excitement of discovery, the power of rarity, and the thrill of finding treasure where no one expects it. So if you ever come across a 1982 penny, hold it carefully and take a closer look. You might be holding more than a simple cent. You might be holding history. You might be holding a hidden treasure. And who knows, maybe your penny is one of the ultra varieties worth up to $442. Thank you for watching this incredible deep dive into one of the most spectacular modern penny stories ever told. Make sure to check your pocket change, check your jars, check your drawers, because your next big treasure might be waiting right in front of you. If you want, I can also create a longer version, a more dramatic version, a narration style version, or 150 title ideas for this video. Just tell me. Today we are diving into the world of United States 1-cent coins, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at your pocket change the same way again. Because the 1989 Lincoln penny, a coin millions of Americans glance at every single day, has a secret. Some rare versions of this simple brown coin can be worth real money, and one special ultra-grade piece has reached a surprising market value of $442. Yes, a penny worth hundreds. And today we are going deep into its history, its hidden details, the valuable errors, and exactly what makes these coins so sought after among serious collectors. So sit back, relax, and prepare to explore the true power of a tiny coin that changed American money forever. Let's begin our journey with the story behind this famous coin. The 1989 penny carries the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, and used continuously since 1909. That means this coin design has been part of American life for more than a century. Every single person who has held an American penny has held a piece of history, a symbol of Lincoln's leadership, the Civil War, and the evolution of American currency. But by 1989 the penny had gone through big changes. The United States Mint had already switched from solid copper to a zinc core with a thin copper plating. So the 1989 penny is mostly zinc with only a small percentage of copper on the surface. This change created new challenges and new opportunities. When coins are made from zinc with copper plating, any mistake in the minting process becomes more dramatic. Plating cracks, double dies, misaligned strikes, broad strikes, die chips, and even off-center errors show up more visibly. That is why certain 1989 pennies show powerful and collectible errors that bring real value in the coin market. Now here is where things get interesting. The Denver Mint produced well over 1 billion pennies in 1989. That means the 1989 is not rare in normal condition. But ultra-high-grade pieces, flawless coins, and rare defective strikes are extremely hard to find. Most pennies go through circulation, get scratched, get dented, and lose their luster. Only a tiny number survive in ultra-sharp, gem-level condition. That is why collectors pay high prices. One of these ultra-grade 1989 Lincoln cents shocked collectors when it reached a market value of $442. Imagine holding a penny that cost 1 cent to produce and discovering it is worth hundreds of times more. That is the magic of numismatics. Let's talk about what makes these special pieces so valuable. First is condition. If a 1989 penny is nearly perfect, with sharp lines, glowing red luster, no scratches, no marks, and no dulling, collectors call this an ultra-red gem. These coins often receive high grading scores from professional grading companies. A coin that looks brand new, even after more than 30 years, becomes instantly desirable. Beautiful luster, perfect fields, and crisp details all contribute to high value. Second is rarity of quality. Just because billions were made does not mean billions survived in high grade. As you know, pennies get tossed in pockets, dropped on sidewalks, scraped with keys, mixed in jars, washed in machines. Almost all show damage. That is why a flawless example becomes a treasure. In the world of coin collecting, rarity plus condition equals value. And the 1989 D has produced some surprisingly rare ultra-grade survivors. Third is the error factor. Some 1989 D pennies show fascinating mistakes in the minting process. These include strong die cracks that resemble raised lines across Lincoln's jacket or the Memorial Building. There are also off-center errors where part of the design is missing because the blank wasn't perfectly aligned when struck. Some pieces show plating bubbles or split plating, making them extremely unique in appearance. And then there is the holy grail of modern pennies, the double die. A rare doubled image on the date, the mint mark, or the lettering can make a simple penny worth serious money. These dramatic varieties can push values into the hundreds and sometimes more depending on rarity and condition. Now let's explore the story of the 1989 D penny that reached the value of $442. This coin was graded at an exceptionally high level, showing brilliant red luster, untouched surfaces, and razor-sharp detail across Lincoln's portrait. Collectors loved it instantly because it stood out as one of the cleanest 1989 D coins ever found. When it was auctioned, the price skyrocketed. Bidders knew this was a rare opportunity to own an ultra-grade example, and the hammer price ended up reaching $442. Think about that for a moment. A single penny, something most people overlook or even throw away, selling for hundreds of dollars because it survived without a single flaw. So how can you find a valuable 1989 D penny? Let's break it down. Step 1 is to look at the mint mark. The D stands for Denver, and it appears just below the date. Make sure it is sharp, clean, and properly formed. A strong, clear mint mark is important for identifying high-grade pieces. Step 2 is to examine the color. A bright red penny with original mint shine is worth more than a brown or dull one. The redder the coin looks, the higher the potential value. Step 3 is to study the details closely. Look at Lincoln's hair, his ear, the coat, and the letters. If these areas are crisp and clean with no flattening, the coin is more desirable. Step 4 is to look for errors. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, cracks, off-center strikes, unusual raised bumps, or plating issues. Any unique variety can increase value dramatically. Step 5 is to keep the coin safe. If you think you have a special piece, never clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Instead, place it in a coin flip or protective holder. You might be surprised at how many valuable coins still circulate today. People spend old pennies without looking, banks roll coins that contain hidden treasures, and coin jars across America hold rare pieces waiting to be discovered. The 1989 D penny is one of those coins that remind us why collecting is so exciting. Every penny has a story. Every coin has traveled through hands, pockets, stores, banks, and years of American life. And among them hide the ultra pieces, the flawless survivors, the rare minting mistakes, and the valuable finds worth hundreds. Collectors hunt for them because they represent history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. And that is why the 1989 D Ultra Lincoln penny continues to excite the coin world. It is a reminder that value does not always come in big sizes. Sometimes the most powerful treasure fits right between your fingers. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more videos about coin values, rare finds, United States mint history, and hidden treasures in everyday change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Thank you for watching. Keep searching your change, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next valuable penny worth hundreds of dollars is already in your pocket right now. If you want, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic storytelling version, a version with timestamps, a version with SEO keywords and YouTube tags. Just tell me.